on this, sunny Sunday. You already know we at work decided to hop on, chop it up with individuals. It was a talk of the town. Is going down. The word on the curve. You heard me. Let me just set this up real quick. Here in Southern California, it is a hot as fuck day. Another hot day. That summer's really coming brutal this time around. I feel like it's been fucking out of control hot. But we wanted to see what's good with the folks and the lokes. Another, later than usual live, right? Like I said, we just been backed up at work with so much work going on. Let's see. Now I did drop, a freestyle on my other channel. If you guys want to scope that out, I dropped that maybe like about a minute ago. Or it's barely being uploaded as it is. If you guys want to peep that out. Well, let me just move some of this stuff around. Oopsie. Now, I was scoping out, that incident with Young Thug earlier today about him snitching and pleading with law enforcement not to release calls. The tapes, pues, as whack 100 will say. And it's like, bro, if you're telling, I don't understand the process that they go through, right? Like, if you're telling, but then you're gonna be pleading with the law enforcement for them not to release the phone calls. It just doesn't make any sense. And why'd you snitch to begin with? And why'd you snitch, bro? Like, you would think that they would at least come to the term that, okay, if I'm cooperating, then, they wouldn't be right there bitching and whining when they get, their covers pulled. It's like the audacity to think that you gonna tell, but then you wanted to also, be hidden, and for you to still keep functioning at the level we're functioning. That shit just doesn't make any sense. People are fucking weird on this planet, no lie. I truly will never understand them. What's cracking lacking, Derek? What you getting yourself into, my boy? How's it going with you, carnal? What do you think about the track that Mr. Shadow and Ice Cube are working on? You think it's gonna be a banger? Hopefully, huh? Watching college football. That's right, my boy. Getting them college games in. On this, what is it? On this long weekend, this long labor weekend. What's cracking lacking, Eric? What you getting yourself into, my boy? What's good, Loke? We shitting like a villain. Right here, holding it down, as they say. Mames, no eso. What was for lunch today? We had some Chinese food. Wanted to switch it up a little bit. Have some Chinese food. A little bit of spicy orange chicken, some chow mein, some rice, and some fucking beef and broccoli. To get them greens in. Gotta get them greens in. Want to be like an omnivore today. Well, what's good with everybody? Hope everybody's having a lovely, lovely Sunday. Especially, if you're in Southern California, it's not lovely right now. You gotta wait till it cools down because it's still hot as fuck to be out there chilling. What's up with Sonny still complaining about getting on live every day? He answers. Serio? No, man. I don't know. I haven't really peeped out, the content. Does he though? Sonny's cool though. I don't know his endeavors. I don't know what he's. The last time I had seen, I seen that he was doing, that he had graduated and, whatever he was going to school for, and it seemed like he was, on the right path. Yeah, we should never, hold, incidents like that, to the heart, right? We just gotta keep on. We gotta keep on moving. It happens. It is what it is. What was the old saying? Is no use crying over spilled milk, basically. He's doing good and on a good path. Yeah, like when you're doing good and you're on a good path, then why dwell over the bullshit and the negativity and you know what I mean? Like why keep those thoughts? Why keep those thoughts and harbor those feelings if it's even now. But at times he gets flashbacks from his. Yeah, I think what it is the fallout between the individuals, right? And for him to see the individual still, moving on with himself, right? Bother him, you know what I mean? He probably wants to, hoping that the audience will turn on them, right? But people have to understand that on YouTube, people are gonna watch and follow whoever they want, regardless of what you put out on them, bro. That's just the way it is. Like people don't care about what beef you guys have between you guys, and you can play, you can tell people your story, your sad stories, right? But they're not gonna give a fuck. That's just a reality of things. You know, trying to reel in the audience into your situations is never gonna work. Can't wait for Chemo to start posting again. Oh my gosh. Serio, no wonder that he hasn't popped up then. Because normally, his content would pop up. I was wondering what happened. But damn, it always got to be them fools striking, huh? That's just, I don't understand. Like, bro, well, it's just their opinion. Don't get mad. I can understand if somebody's stealing your content and trying to, how can I say, pass it off as their own, right? Like if they're literally stealing your content, like verbatim, like everything, right? Compared to like somebody just making a video giving their opinions on you, right? Because that's merely what they are, their opinions, nothing more, nothing less, right? Just because somebody says something doesn't make it facts, right? Unless they're coming with the facts. So I don't know why people get so bent out of shape, like oh, these motherfuckers are saying this, and that. Yeah, but is it true? No. All right then. Why are you getting mad for? Let the person tell lies, bro. He's only looking stupid by having the need to tell lies, right? And then whoever chooses to believe the lie, then that only goes to show how fucking stupid they are for believing the lies, right? Because as long as you have the truth in your back pocket, I don't understand why people sweat anything. It just doesn't make any sense. Nothing's gonna beat the truth, no matter how good the lie is concocted. My love bug is definitely up in the building. Love you, baby. Fool said they gonna strike. They are? Why? Remember when Dubs was so upset about Jumper calling him upset? Upset what? Isn't overall the seems like individuals still want to be seen as gangsters and thugs. See, this is the reason why. Look, and it's not even that hard, bro. All you really have to do is just don't lie. If you still feel like you a homie and you want to be and you carry yourself like that, then don't say that you're not and that you've grown out of it and that you don't care, right? Because then that way people can't use that against you. Don't say things that you're really doing or about. It's that easy. Just don't fucking lie. It's not that hard. I don't say that I have gold chains at my house because I know I don't. Why would I say I do? You know what I mean? I don't say that I'm driving my Highness whip and at home I own a fucking Corvette because I don't. Why would I say that? So just don't, like, fuck, I don't understand people. Yeah. That's why I never come and say that I'm for the raza and I'm looking to better my people, because I know that's not true. I'm just here to pass time and conversate. That's it. Not here to make change or fucking inspire people. We're just here to chop it up. That's it. Merely that's it. Just get my point of view. That's all it is. You know, it's really that easy. So all the stuff that people, get for, and when people, highlight their nonsense, right? They only have themselves to be mad at, right? For speaking on lies. I don't understand. What's cracking like Mr. Pasas de Felipe in the casa for the raza? Why is it food hits different when you're drunk? Why is it when eating food hits different when you're drunk? I don't know. It's a good question. How about YouTube? How about YouTubers talking about California from out of state? What's your opinion? I actually, and that's a problem that happens with a lot of individuals, right? Is that they tend to go based off of whatever they see on Instagram or social media, right? Like, let's say one of the big problems that people have is, like, let's say people that speak on the relationships between the raza and the brothers here in Los Angeles, right? One of the things I always say is that, this racial tension, this racial drama. If people from here, you would understand that doesn't exist. That doesn't happen. Right? You incidents, but like I said, there's no racial tensions. The only reason these people always say bullshit like that is because they see all the videos on the internet of the two groups clashing, right? But they don't know the context behind the fucking incidents, right? But then they just assume. Not only that, they watch videos that are already old ass fucking videos, right? And just now are voicing their opinions on the matters, right? Like, you're trying to fucking speak on some shit that's already been hashed out. Like, why are you trying to fucking, spark the flame up again? Like, you can't speak and say that this is what it is if you're not down here, and if you're not really, out here living in it, and trying to say that you know what's going on. No, you fucking don't. That's why, like, when people be like, when people be telling me like, that's not how it is, or no, that's not true, and it's like, how are you gonna fucking tell me about an area I fucking reside in, people that I fucking know and I've seen with my own fucking eyes? like that neighborhood's not around. Yeah, because I wasn't just, no homies from there and chill and fucking with like 30 of them. Like, I must have been hallucinating. People are funny. Are we at war before the year ends? You know what? I'm gonna put it like this: with this administration, I truly do not know what could happen or what is gonna happen. They are reckless. They have no fucking. They really have no set plan in motion, right? It's like however they wake up that day, right? If they wake up and they feel like doing this, then that's pretty much what happens. Fuck. By easily top 3 worst presidents of all time. Easily. He's easily top 3. Easily. What do you think about El Salvador handles on the gang problem? Okay. I'm gonna put it like this. History is a great example of proof of things, right? You look at the history, because the history has already told the story that is out, right? So, roughly around the medieval times, right? And we can even look back to the Renaissance and even a little bit more, to the modern day era, right? But keep in mind that in the past, there was methods of torture for when people broke the law. The most gruesome, horrendous tortures they can possibly imagine, right, is what would be the consequences of individuals that broke the law. right? So, people were fucking getting eaten by lions, getting stretched out till they get apart. Like the most craziest shit you can think of, right? It's the punishments for people. And guess what? People were still fucking breaking the law. It did not work. I don't. It never ceases to amaze me, like how people in this world could really think that by trying to fix the problem aggressively that it's gonna work. Never when you come aggressive to something is it ever gonna fix the issues. It's just not. It never does. But people, rather satisfy their fucking own emotions and egos than actually fix problems. Because people really don't want to fix issues when they talk about incarceration, criminals, and stuff like that. They don't want to fix the issues. What they want is satisfy their emotions and their egos, right? Like if we say this person, in order to help to be rehabilitated and to be brought back into society as a productive member of society, right? We provide, like, let's say counseling, for example, or therapy or something like that, right? Individuals are not going to be happy with that verdict. They're going to want this individual punished by death penalty or some other means, right? But by somebody saying that they just need therapy, people are not going to be satisfied with that as a punishment because they don't see that as a punishment, right? It's not going to make them feel better. And what they really want is to feel better, right? So fucking lock them up, starve them, throw away the key. But that's not going to help the individual. It's not going to fix the individual. What's going to happen? He's going to get released from jail and he's going to reoffend again and again and again and again. And these problems never get fucking fixed because people rather satisfy their own fucking views than actually fix the problems. And then bitch about why there's so much crime in the world and why shit never gets fixed or why shit never changes. It doesn't change because you don't want it to change. Because you rather satisfy your own aggression. That's why. More with the right wing, conservative, Republicans. It's like they're raised to see it that way. And don't even get me started on the fucking left and the liberals, right, who believe that, everybody's innocent and no person could commit a horrible act. They shouldn't be punished for nothing. Oh, come on, let him go. Give him another chance. He only killed like 7 people. It's not that bad. He didn't shoot them. He just ran them over. Goofballs. Like, there's a middle ground, right? But it's just that neither side is willing to, these motherfuckers are saying, kill them all. And then these people are saying, let them all go. And it's like, why isn't there a middle ground with you guys? Like, why can't... It's either their way or the highway. Fucking goofball. So I don't feel like nothing's going to change in El Salvador, right? If anything, it's only going to make the problems worse, right? Because if an individual now knows that he's going to go to a jail like that, right, he's most likely not going to want to give up peacefully, right? If he knows he's going to go to a prison like that, he's probably going to, try his hardest now to, like, really get away and probably take hostages and, go to extreme measures in order to make sure that they don't, or to try to get away, right? So now you can't confirm the safety of your police officers and the public, right? Because these individuals, if your punishments are harsh like this, right, then what's stopping these individuals from going all out and now wanting to, have a shootout with law enforcement or take a hostage or kill as many people, as possible before they go out, What chance are you giving them, like, why they should give up peacefully? Why should they give up peacefully? Right? There's no middle ground now. So they're like, fuck it, might as well go out in the, blaze of glory. And not only that, the individuals that are incarcerated, they're just getting angrier and they're harboring all these feelings and emotions that once you release them back, they're like ticking time bombs, bro. Like, they're just like, like, if worse, if anything, right? They don't get better. They don't be like, oh man, that was a bad experience. I'm never going to do that again to end up in a place like that, right? They're going to want to satisfy all the anger that they have inside. It's not going to fucking fix them. But these people don't understand that because they never grew up in those kind of scenarios. They don't come from that. They don't understand. They never walked in them shoes. So they just don't get it. They just don't get it. And it's funny how they always talk about how people should understand and listen to people and work stuff out peacefully. Yet, yet to solve their problems, they come with these kind of bullshit, attempts. It's funny. Like the hypocrisy is crazy. Like take your own fucking advice. I don't know. Santa Barbara is pretty up there. Cali, it's up north. Nah, actually, it really isn't. It really isn't. North is still like further down. But yeah, like it's knocking up there. What about using children's faces on thumbnails? What? Why would anybody use a children's face for a thumbnail? I don't know if I mentioned this, but the Vato Dubs use Baby Manual for super chats and money. That is crazy. Well, I hope he at least donates to fucking a funding of, or donates it to the funding of that or some shit. Because I don't understand why people would donate super chats for, for that reason to him. That's not the lowest of lowest. I seen YouTubers do lower shit as of recently when it comes to the Baby Manual case. Like there's some individuals that have, like I'm telling you, I have heard individuals come and say that they have inside details that the family had chopped them up and cooked them and served them to the family. Like like, oh, and you can't get this information in no other channel. Like the audacity of people, right? Like making up shit just to bring in views, right? It is fucking insane. It's insane. And there's several other ones that have been doing like shit like this, and I'm just like, wow, like people just have no fucking shame at all. That's crazy. This is the lowest of the low, but I'm feeling. Yeah, him and a lot of other people out there too. It's a whole fucking cult group of individuals that are like that. It's crazy how many people there is like that. And on YouTube, it's the worst. That was wrong of them. They are too drunk or give a fuck. Yeah, I know that they don't care. They really don't have any sympathy like that, or like you can tell. You can tell. That alcohol staring the Bible part, but his. Well, I wouldn't necessarily blame it on the alcohol, right? Because the alcohol is not creating new new feelings or new behaviors, because alcohol doesn't do that. Alcohol just highlights and amplifies the behaviors that are already there. Like if a person is aggressive when he's like drinking alcohol, then he's aggressive naturally, right? But it's just that when he's sober, he's able to keep himself on check. So he's still aggressive, but it's just that he's able to keep himself on check. Labor Day tomorrow. Whoop. Yep, it's that long weekend. Yes, sir. Alcohol fuels the behavior, makes it intense. Yeah, and a behavior that's already there, though. you know? It's like when somebody's drunk, right, and then they start talking shit about a certain person. It's like, well, that's just how that person right there, feels about that individual, right? Like, oh, nah. Now you're cool, my boy. It's just that I was drunk. That's why, I said that you're a bitch. Like I said, it don't make people tell the truth, right? But it does amplify feelings that are there. Right? But it's crazy though. More crazy with him and his story because he was a complete opposite in the beginning, right? Then he completely flipped. It's like his whole character changed, his whole persona changed. I think alcohol make people talk gibberish. Yeah, when they're really drunk and they can't properly speak. Like when you can't understand a word they're saying. Yeah, they can have conversations with each other for hours, for like 5 hours, right? You're right there sober, you can't understand a word they're saying, but yet they're able to understand each other. It's funny how that works, huh? It's like, what the fuck? Motherfuckers over here speaking Namekian and somehow they're able to understand each other? They're over here speaking Kryptonian. Somehow they're able to communicate. I'll create a new language. Serio. Or then you have those individuals that want to do everything when they're drunk, right? Like, you know what? We should fucking go to Vegas right now. It's like 2 a.m. They have no car. We'll get it there in a shopping cart. In a shopping cart? Or people think that they can do anything when they're drunk, right? Yeah, I bet you I jump from one roof of the house to another roof of the house. It's the only house in the block. There's nothing but vacant lots around. Instead of, people that are there with them, instead of saying like, nah, man, it's a bad idea, don't do it. They take out their phones and, press record. And then the person gets seriously hurt. And, hey, call the ambulance. Damn, hey, that's messed up. Like, man, don't act like you motherfuckers care. You all took out your phones and started recording. Shut your bitches up. And we are trying to lie, acting like you care about the scenario, like you worried. You really worried you wouldn't have let them do what they did. Yeah, serio, bro. You don't just fucking let them drive all pedos and, I'm chilling now today. On vacation. All right. That's good, bro. Sometimes that's all we all need. The vacation. A little change in the routine. It helps out. All right, gentlemen, my lunch break is over. We got to get back to it. It was good chopping it up with you guys, and we out.